Hey guys, I promised you another video of our week 2 work, which was drawing the skirt in Illustrator. So I'm just going to be fairly quick with this. So I've only got a 15-minute window with this software, so I'm probably going to record a couple of videos, but yeah, this first one I'm just going to try and get done within 15 minutes. So open up the dummy front and back illustrations you already have. You might just want to make sure that they're locked, so just select everything and press Command 2. That just locks everything on the screen. Make sure you've got your layers open. You can find that in this panel here. Go up to Window, choose Layers. So we're just going to create a new layer called Skirt. And everything is going to be done on this layer, so that just helps you organize your page. So the skirt that we illustrated last week, I've got a image of that I'm just going to place. And I think you all took images on your phones, so I'm just going to place that on the artboard, just so I've got a good reference of that. There's the front of my skirt. Very simple shape. You just got a curve at the top and the bottom and slightly curved on the sides. So if you remember early on in the week, we started with the pen tool. So if we're saying that that sort of comes up to your waist, so we know on the dummy to begin at the waist area, maybe just below. Click Shift and drag with your pen tool. Again, that will give you your nice curve for the top. Click once just to get that that top part. Kind of roughly gauge the length of it. Click drag. Again, you just get that nice curve. Click once on that point to give you a corner angle. Click and drag and shift to get that bottom shape. So at any time you can just go back and, if you need to, just adjust any of these shapes, which is what I'm roughly going to do here. And you can move these handles around to get the curve that you want. So I'm just going to move that over there a bit. That down a bit. That's given me a nice, pretty nice shape, I think. Maybe move that down a bit more. Right, so maybe just choose a different color for your stroke, like a blue. So from here, what we're going to do is select it, click and drag, holding your Option and your Shift key. Go back to your reflect tool, reflect that. Right, so now we've got the two halves. I just want to zoom in there a bit. Remember, I'm using CS6, so it might look a little bit different from yours, but the functions are essentially the same. So grab your mirrored half of the skirt, click and hold Shift, and just drag that. So that gets nicely locked into place. You can zoom right into that if you're not quite sure. Shift, click just until that locks onto the edge of that blue stroke there. Click on your Direct Select tool and just highlight those 2 points. You can either Command J or go up to your Object, Path and Join. That would just join those 2 points together. Now you want to just do that on the bottom portion as well, so you can see those 2 gaps are not quite joined. So let's just Direct Select tool, highlight those 2 points, Command J, or again Object, Path and Join. So now we have a closed shape and we've got a nice shape for our skirt. So what we need to do now is we want to just create that part at the top that shows that there's depth, that there's another side to that skirt. So here, if you think your skirt's looking at all a bit strange, or you want to adjust the shape, just go ahead and adjust that. So I think from here, what we're going to do is create another artboard. So click on your artboard tool here. I'm using A4, you can use A3. I think that's what we started with in the first week. Click on your Add Artboard and just click anywhere there and you'll get a new artboard. So let's just drag everything across to this page here. Shift and drag just so you've got a bit of scale so you know where you're working. Normally when you scale things, that scales the path as well, so just want to choose a nice maybe 0.5 point stroke for that one. Okay, so we're just going to create that little crescent at the top. Select your skirt, and actually I've noticed here that just drag those two handles in a bit. That was kind of curving the wrong way. There, that's about right. So select that skirt shape, Option, Shift and drag, just so we get a mirror or a copy of that shape. And we're just going to select our eraser tool, scissors, 2 clicks here, select that part we don't want, and then we can delete that. Direct select tool and just delete those 2 points there we don't want. So we now have a copy of that curve up there. So just select your pen tool, click once here, and another click over there. So we've got the straight line going across the top. Now we need to add an anchor point in the middle. So choose your Add Anchor Point tool. And again, your smart guides, if they're selected, yep. Smart guides are just going to help you find the center of that shape. Now we want to convert that to a curved point. So choose your Convert Anchor Point tool. Click and drag while holding Shift, and that will curve that point for you. Then you can just bring that down. Right, so we have our crescent shape. Drag that down, and that just locks nicely into place there. Alright, so now we're going to add the stripes. So as we counted last week, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 black stripes and 7 white stripes. So choosing our rectangular tool here, just draw a rough shape for the stripes. Fill those black and remove the stroke. Click, drag, Option and Shift, and that's just going to copy that and lock that into place. Now what I want you to do is just press Command D, or you can go to Object Transform, Transform again, and we're just going to duplicate that stripe until it's right across the shape. We don't need that many probably, we just need 8 black and 7 white, so we need a total of 15. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So we can delete the rest. And each alternate one, click, then hold Shift just to select the alternate ones. And we fill those with, not a white, but let's just fill that with a 5% grey, just so we can see that on the finished skirt. Select all of those, and let's group those as one single unit. And just click Shift and enlarge just to make those the same width as your skirt. What we're going to do now is send those to back, so Object, Arrange, Send to Back, so they're behind the skirt. We're going to select the bottom skirt shape, copy, and then we're going to paste in front. And we also need to choose Object, Arrange, Bring to Front. With that selected, you select your group at the back and just press Command 7, and that's going to mask those nicely into place. So you probably want to make a copy of those stripes before you do that. So we're going to do the same for this top shape up here as well. So we're going to get a copy of those stripes. Again, don't align those. We want those to look a little bit different. Send that second group, send that to the back. And with that sent to the back, what we want to do is select that top portion. Again, copy, paste in front, arrange, bring to front. With that selected, select the stripes as well. Command 7 to mask those into place. Okay, so we've got our two parts of the skirt, and now what we want to do, let's use the pen tool here to create our 2 rows of stitching. Click and drag, click and drag, click and drag. And we just need to colour that, so select your stroke tool, colour that white. And we can just go back and adjust that stroke. If you can't see it, just colour it a different colour. Again, maybe a blue. And we just want to adjust that so we've just got a nice curve. It needs to follow that same curve at the bottom of the skirt. So that looks about right. We're just going to duplicate that, so click, hold your Option and your Shift key just to duplicate that. We just want to chop off these little end bits. Scissors tool, once, and on the other side. And we can just remove those. Now we're just going to make these into the very fine stitches. So choose about 1/2 point. Colour those white. Click on your stroke panel. You can also get to it from Window. If your stroke panel is not showing, Window, Stroke, bring up your stroke panel, select those 2 strokes there, and we want to make those a dashed line. If your options are not showing, you might just have a stroke panel like this. Just click on this top little menu to show options. So we want to have a dashed line. And the dashes probably around about 2 points, and a narrow gap of maybe about 1 point. And that's given us some 2 nice rows of stitching along the skirt. Always reference your skirt just to make sure everything looks like it's in the right place. So we could probably bring those 2 rows of stitching down a little bit, but they are details that you need to watch out for. Right, so that's the front of the skirt.